Good morning, everyone, and good morning, 3Gs. Good to see you there, friend. Hope you're doing splendid this morning. It's really. Oh, no, it's actually like 7 a.m. But still. No, I'm gonna turn that crap off now. It's just like a royalty free music thing on Spotify. But, welcome, everyone. I'm doing all right. It's 8 a.m. instead of 7 a.m., so I feel a little better about being alive and awake. I still have coffee though, but yeah, we're gonna be finishing Breath of Fire today because there's not much left, so there should be plenty of time to finish it and afterwards do something else for today. So we'll be doing that. Still fundraising to help my friend Hachiko move to a new apartment and get a job and all that fun stuff. I have that link on my layout, and I have the chatbot sharing it, and I have a command for it as well if interested. Any help to Hachiko is super appreciated. He is one of my inspirations for keeping on streaming because he's just a very tenacious guy, and he's the leader of the stream team I'm part of. So helping him helps me help him. you know, words. And anyway, let's get the ball rolling here. Now, at some point, I want to update my layout to be something a little more fitting than just like concrete background with bricks and whatever. But maybe this weekend I'll work on that, or maybe like this work week when I'm not like. Okay, I think I selected the wrong open command. Yeah, I think I did. There we go. Alright. Oh. There we go. I was like, wait, why is there no sound? And the answer is I didn't click on the window yet. Alright. Have you fully recovered? I'll keep a close eye on you. Hydrate! Hey, I just got here! Good morning. Hope you're doing well today, friend. And you caught me when my coffee's still hot, even. What a champion. Alright, so. From what I recall, we need to fly on Bird Girl. And we need to start going towards to fight Zog. Because apparently I don't really need to be grinding much anymore. Since we can transform to Agni. That sound works just as well as it did yesterday. I also have a new sound based off from my Legendia playthrough. I've been wanting to make it for weeks, but I finally found just enough time yesterday to do it. Alright, I think this is where we gotta go. Go up the slowest elevator in history. I think this is where we have to go. Oh, yep. This looks properly Evil Castle to me. It should play eventually. I didn't see the thing come up though. That makes me worry. Jesus Christ. Okay, that was a little delayed, but that's probably because the system thing's a little fucked. It's also just loud. Are there any enemies in here? I haven't ran into any yet, so probably not. I can't imagine my RNG is that good. Ah. Oh no! Yeah, you said someone cover me. Oh, now there's enemies. You said someone cover me while I'm casting Jesus, like, and Daddy Bezos is like, oh, I got you, honey. I got you. Fail! Rude. Ads are rude. There we go. Have you returned? Dang, Bo packs a freaking punch. Yay, ad prison gone. Welcome back to the land of the living. Yeah, that's like gotta be my least favorite, one of my least favorite things in general is like raiding into someone and then getting like a 30-second ad. It's like, oh, well, I raided in to see how this person's doing, but I guess we'll just sit here for like half a minute that I'll never get back. Crab. Oh yeah, I don't mind the giving people money part so much as like just like raiding into someone and then just getting hit in the face with an ad immediately. Like, at least give me a few seconds to like say hi. Stop hitting Snake Mommy, you rude-ass crab. This enemy's got a lot of fucking HP. Why? Just perish. Oh great, a character I don't use or never will use is just leveled up. Great. That's a little mean-spirited of me to say that, but you know, what you gonna do? 420 yellow swag for Jesus. She's thinking real hard about her life decisions. Treasure. Okay. I'm not even using a map for this place. I'm just kind of going. hoping I'll find the right way, and I might have found the right way. Ooh, delicious water. Dark dragon juice. Mmm. Damn, Nina, you needed more water even. Clean water, yum yum. Heal broken bones. Just like real life. Deflect this, asshole. It's like, oh, I'm gonna deflect your magic. Well, that's a good thing I'm too lazy to use magic right now. Oh, that looks like an ominous door. Let's Oh no. Oh, Nina leveled up. A character that actually matters. Kind of. The spell. Yeah, my roommate deals with like chronic, constant migraines, so I don't personally know the pain, but I can at least understand what you're going through. Like, yeah, this is looking very final bossy. There he is. I'm surprised to see you here. You make the dragon family proud. It's good to have power, don't you think so, Ryu? The world should be united and one man should control it all. The world is mine. No one stands in my way. Oh! Okay, that's a cool fucking sprite. It's time to become this. Yeah, the dragon head's a little goofy looking because of just the nature of sprites, but like, it's a good sprite. It's just not like super like, "Rawr, I'm evil," like you're saying, yeah. This game has some really good sprites, but then some of them are, yeah, just a little funky. That's just the nature of it. Alright, now he's got like another like 11k HP or some shit from what I read, so we're gonna be here for a while. I can imagine this is meant to be a lot harder if you don't have this transformation. Because right now I'm just kind of just sitting here pressing the A button. Oh wow, that's overpowered as shit. Like one of those cure items healed me completely. Alright, well. We'll just keep sitting here pressing the A button, I guess. Blah, blah. More fire. Fail. Oh, I guess we won. Oh yeah, level up. Great. Well, that was underwhelming. I think it's because that form is just overpowered. You've beaten me, but not my dream. Go, warrior, and rebuild the world for a new generation of dragons. I love how the bad guys in this game just explode. Wake up, Ryu. Ryu, I'm so glad. I've heard about you, sir. You left to fight the Dark Dragons alone. You can put your mind at rest now that Zog is gone. Thank you all for helping Ryu. I knew that you would grow into a great warrior and destroy Zog. I've been looking forward to the day that we could celebrate together. Control yourself, Ox. I can't help it, I'm deeply touched. I'm so happy for you. I think this big dude's just crying. Just big manly tears. The world has been saved, just like the legend told us. Nice portrait. There is still one problem. We must destroy the goddess keys. Ryu, give me the remaining keys. Ryu handed the goddess keys over to Sarah. Ha! That was so easy. What? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I was wondering where that motherfucker went. Here they are, Jade. You've done well, Sarah. Thanks to all you for getting rid of Zog and finding the keys. Are you worried about your sister, Ryu? With my spell, I have total control over her. Well, we will leave for Agua to release Tyr. You will slowly waste away in this dungeon. Ha ha! Damn it, Ryu! Hello? Are you trying to get out too? Follow us. Oh, sweet. Thanks, mole people. Whee! Well, sometimes, family don't, well, granted, she's probably not under her own volition, but, like, it definitely doesn't help that, oh, hey, there's the mole people. Don't disturb the Master Digger. He needs to concentrate. We're running away from the Dark Dragons. Who are you? You destroyed the Emperor? We don't have to run away anymore? Cool! It's too noisy. I can't concentrate. Please be quiet while I'm digging. Yeah! Sonic speed. Ready! Thanks, talkative guy. We don't have to run. I'll let everyone know. After you defeated Zog, the guards deserted us. Now we can escape. This is the site of the excavation. We were digging up obelisk. Chao raising stream when? I mean, I'm sure I could figure out when to do it. It's been a while since I've done a Chao raising stream or did anything with Chao. What's in here? Interesting. There's just doesn't look like there's anything here. I'm sure I could figure out a time when I could do one. Come on, mole people. Move. Thank you. You defeated Zog. Now I can go home. Thank you. I'm a Master Digger. Since you defeated Zog, I don't have to be a part of their evil plans. Good for you. We executed almost all of Obelisk. Yep, sure did. So all those dudes are gone. Well, that dude's not gone. Must have missed the memo. That one dude just like still hanging out. He's like, fuck those guys. I'm just hanging out. Yeah, I'm sure I could do a Chow Raising stream at some point of just nothing but like Aminals. That sounds like it'd be a good Saturday thing to do if I did a stream on Saturday. Just like boot up, because I've got Adventure 2 on Steam. And I just boot it up and play some Chow. I also still have it on GameCube, and I do have all the setup to view GameCube games, so we could do that way too. But yeah, Chow streams are really quite nostalgic. We gotta switch to, we gotta change Nina back to the front so we can fly, and we gotta go to Agua now. Oh shit, nice. Yeah, I've got a, the AV splitter kind of thing. I have an AV splitter that can connect with HDMI, and I can do that to connect to my, capture card. That's how I have done it in the past. Because I was playing Harvest Moon on stream for a few weeks. Sweet. That'd be cool. Yeah, the Dreamcast was like ahead of its time by a little too much. A lot of good ideas, but it was Sega doing them, and it was right before the PS2 decided to rear its ugly head and basically destroy the Dreamcast. Oh, rip. Alright, so now I gotta try to remember where Agua is, so we're gonna just fly around for a little bit. I know oh, there it is. I was like, I know I can warp there, but that's too easy. We gotta fly around wildly. We'll save here, since it's closest, and we'll go see what's going on. I didn't read the walkthrough past this point. Because I did kind of get it spoiled just a little that, like, Sarah is gonna betray us. Which kind of sucks, because, well... this is my first time playing this game, but it's okay. It's a pretty conceivable plot point that they could have done, so I'm not really that, like, concerned, you know? We've been up here previously to get, like, treasure and stuff, so I've got the doors all unlocked and all that already. I'll be honest, I might not play too many more of these games immediately, so I don't really mind that much. I mostly played this one because one of my friends and Mochi is like, hey, you should play Breath of Fire, and I was finishing a game on this day that kind of left a spot, so I was like, you know what, fuck it, sure. Not that I dislike this game, it's pretty cool. It's just I got maybe some other stuff I want to do beforehand. Blue is... Ooh! That's cool. Oh, well, I didn't mean to run, but I guess we did. I could see that, considering the fact that, like, Blue was, like, asleep for, like, centuries. reasonable, and blue just seems like really powerful overall. I must have missed a staircase somewhere, because I know this is kind of like the way to go. Yeah, I did. I was like, I know there's a way to get up. Because I've came up here mistakenly, like, really early compared to, like, really early, like, much earlier than I needed to. But, like, yeah, this is, like, definitely... Stop him before he succeeds, Ryu. I won't let you interfere. I'll destroy you myself. What? You're too late. She has been released. Oh, hey, we've been there before. I found a cool weapon there. I shall now meet Tyr. Well, I guess we're inside this place now. I probably should look at a guide for this place, but I found Domino's Pizza. I guess we'll see if that's useful for someone. Not Nina. Probably not you. Me can't equip it anyway. Or you. Or you. No. I mean, I know some things have special attributes other than stats, but like... Yeah, I came there like very early because I was just kind of wandering around and I was like, oh, this is probably in-game area that I can't do anything with yet. Hey, it's a Cranberries song. I actually heard that song on the radio last night when I was on my way home from work, so that was pretty cool. I like that. I like that song. But yeah, I'm going into this dungeon completely blind. Power R. Rah. Power R. Hydrate. Coffee. Oh no, it's such a shame. It looks like Blue's inventory is clogged up. Because she's got like 2 clogs on. No feet, 2 clogs, you know? That's how it goes, right? Lower active, lower magic defense. Let's see if it's better for Nina. No, it's actually worse. I don't know if it's worth it for lower active. Yeah, probably not. RIP. No new dress for Snake Mommy. Literally no feet. Wearing 2 clogs. Entity. Hey, that's me. I'm an entity. Excuse me. Oh, that just unlocked this area that I've already been to, I think. Works for me, I guess. Oh boy, these flies that have never been a problem ever. So far, the enemies here are pretty underwhelming. I expected a little more, honestly. There's even a normal zombie here. Wow, that's actually really funny. She got a crit on the normal zombie and didn't kill it. She's in Halloween mode. Let's see, where's... There we go. Well, this looks like a way I probably need to go. Maybe, I don't know. It really went all out on the floor tiles for this spot. Level up, woo! Doesn't really matter because Ryu uses Agni and turns into everyone all at once and just has like max stats anyway, so it's like, do level ups even matter anymore? Not really. Agile R. Worst defense, no increased active. It is, however, an upgrade for blue. Kind of weird that she's wearing armor. Most of the time she can't wear anything close to armor, so... Neat! I would assume I'm going the right way. Then again, I don't really know because I'm not looking at a map for this dungeon. Did literally everyone get a critical hit on that round of combat? That seems unlikely. I see you. Oh, the intensive care unit has come to me. Why is it so thick? Rude. I'll show you an explosion. Oh. That did a lot less than I was expecting it to. That's what she said. Oh, okay, it's dead. Okay, that one, I should have just ran away from that one. That one's like waste of time XP. Yeah, maybe I should just run from stuff, because the XP doesn't really matter anymore anyway. Oh, great. I guess this is the one thing it's not gonna let me run from, huh? Okay, never mind. I got away. That's a little obnoxious. What's this way? Come on now, guys. Good job! We did so much damage. Aw, piss. Call of Duty sucks. Well, that's depressing. I'm almost certain this is a unique thing for Karn, but it's just worse than what I already have. Sinuses. Accursed sinuses. Oh, come on, just get out of the battle. Jesus Christ. Oh, we got Halloween Blue. Oh, she's actually blue now. Like, she actually is blue. She's blue, dabba dee, dabba die. Oh, that's closed anyway. It's faster to kill most of these enemies, it turns out. Not you, though. Flame Durr is probably a dagger. It's worse than the one. They probably could have done a better job at making stuff in the final dungeon a little more impactful. Cause like, that's just underwhelming. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to rag too hard on the game, because otherwise I've enjoyed this game quite a bit. But like, yeah, like that's Yep. You'll never be able to penetrate the shield. You can only watch Jade march to world domination. Okay, I'll remove the shield. The shield is gone. Hurry, you must go. I have a feeling there was some, like, weird... Oh, okay, so he doesn't have full control over... That makes a little more sense. He doesn't have full control over her, but, like... Really? Fine. Fine, we'll fight the chunky dragon. He's got two big-ass dragons yelling at each other, basically. Yep, traditional JRPG fratricide. If you really think about it, do you really save the world if you don't, like, just kill your siblings? I mean, there can only be one, right? It's like Highlander rules. Only one dragon sibling's allowed to survive. Well, alright. Sorry. Brother, I'm finally free from Jade's control. You're also dead. Don't grieve over me. You did the right thing. Oh! just ascend. It's probably cheaper just to use, like, Cura 3. I don't know if I care about everyone else, but screw it, whatever. I can just use items. I was trying to see if I have anything else that does more AP than, like, 2. Oh, the white antler. I'm be annoyed if there's, like, a water spring after this. I mean, not annoyed, but I'm like, oh, well, I just used all those items for literally nothing. It's crab time. Oh god, what? They gave this crab like 10,000 HP. I forgot to put on auto battle. I was like, wait, they're still going? The answer is yes, because I told them to. Crabs are cool enough. Oh, yeah, of course. Of course there's like one right there. Yeah, whatever, it's fine. Damn, Nina, go off. Stun it. You know what? Sure, don't care. Doesn't matter. In the hole we go. Well, that didn't feel good. Is he not here? Or did I just fuck up? I probably just fucked up. You know what, maybe I should look at a freaking map for this place. Let's pull one up. I probably still even have one open for, from last week. We'll figure it out. Let's see. Breath of Fire Final Dungeon Map. Images, go. That's I'm guessing it's called Obelisk Tower. I mean, I could pause it. It's called Pagoda. Let's see. Or wait, was that literally... Go! Just, like how these like old ass like maps are. There's like just like go with an arrow pointing. It's like go. All right, let's see. 7 to 8. Yeah, I think I fucked up and went down a place I wasn't supposed to go. I think we're back down on the first floor. Yeah, we are. Well, now I'm using a guide, so nuts to that. Hydrate. Ah, shit, I did all this stuff, didn't I? Yeah, I did all that, so... I gotta figure out where I actually go up through. Now that I have all those things. Yeah, I almost certainly went the wrong way. Or something. It feels like I did anyway. Let's see, 3. Where does 3 go? Okay, 3 is the one I have to go up. Transform. Alright, let's see. And there we go. I've contemplated trying to see if I can figure out some way to have like a voice changer thing work with my mic, or if I like transform I would get like a really fucked up voice, but that's a lot of effort, and it's probably doable, but it's a lot of effort. Let's see, okay, yeah, this was the... I'll use these marble things until I figure it out, like, where I have to go. Until I get back to where I need to be. Oh, let me guess, that resets the whole fucking puzzle. God damn. Oh, man, it's not really much of a puzzle anyway, but, like... I probably should have left to go buy more of these. I mean, I always can. It's not like this is hard to get to, but... Alright, where the hell is 7? Okay, we're back on the second floor now. I must have just, like, took a wrong turn somewhere. I had to have, at this point. I don't know where it was, so that's why I've got the map now to kind of point me where I need to go. Yeah, because this is where, Sarah was. Okay, this is 9. Okay. Oh, the fuck? What the hell happened to Ryu? What the hell happened to Ryu? You know, it's fine. I'm pretty sure I've got, like, renew or something like that. Yeah. Well, I guess that's maybe why I shouldn't speed up, but, like, those literally have not done a single fucking thing to me otherwise, so... It must use, like, an instant death thing or some garbage. There's a full heal here anyway. Let's see, so 9... That brings us down to second floor. Crab that we're just gonna run away from. Cause, yeah. 10, down to the first floor. 11, 12. This seems not the right way. I've got a feeling that they might have done a change to this dungeon between the SNES and the otherwise GBA version, because like maybe, or maybe I'm just looking at this wrong. Yeah, I'm just an idiot. I was like, wait, it says there's supposed to be a path there. All right, cool. Oh boy, I love this. At least I can't fall off the frickin' platform now. That would be the absolute worst if I had to, like, not fall off the platforms either. I would quite greatly dislike that. Alright, so, we need to go up. I'm gonna use another of those marble things, because these enemies, I'm just running from them anyway, so... Okay, this is probably the final hurrah here. Let's see. Well, we're still full HP, so, well, I guess let's go. Strong pressure pushes the party down. Ah! Ryu, what took you so long? Did your sister give you a hard time? The goddess Tyr has been released and she is mine. I am all-powerful. Ha 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 ha! Wake up, Ryu. Don't leave. You're alive! Well, you fucker's still here. Your sister asked me to take care of you in my dreams. When I woke up and walked outside, I found you. She is always protecting you. You're back. I'm so happy. You've been unconscious for 3 days. Oh, great. Your sister brought us here. She saved our lives. Thought she was dead. Nina, emergency! Oh, you're back, Ryu. Jade has resurrected Obelisk. We must stop him. Obelisk the Tormentor! No! Not like this! We can't let Jade play his Egyptian god card! He's right, let's go! Well, when it would let me move, that'd be great. The enemy is very powerful for you. It doesn't look good for us. If there is any hope for the future, we are it. It is our responsibility. Let's go. Obelisk will move around. It's scanned right now. Nina can take us there at once. Is everyone ready? Let's stop Jade. I was gonna say, can I just fly in a straight line and get there? Apparently the answer is no. So we'll have to loop back around the globe. Real quick. Gotta loop around back around the globe real quick. Oh, there's the pagoda. Where the hell is this fucking... I probably could just, like, warp somewhere, but That's taking the easy way out. Alright, yeah, we're back to the scanned area. Just gotta find this fucking thing. If it is in fact moving around. I could have swore I've literally flown all over this fucking region. Oh, there it is. Oh, fine. Fine, game. Alright, first of all, get the Gobi the fuck out of my party. No, don't leave. The fuck? Alright, whatever. I guess Nina can't be in the lead. It's just like, okay, I'm gonna fly away now. Weird. Oh, that's great. We'll have to dig a hole in order to enter. Oh, fine, okay. So go ahead, let's use all little animal buddy powers. Where the fuck am I gonna dig? You said you can't dig there. Well, time to use a map, because I've already come this far. Might as well just use another map. Make sure you have the eye claw and make sure you teach Mugu how to use it. The fuck's an eye claw? And how was I supposed to know I needed to get this claw? I love old JRPGs. Well, I guess I get to look that shit up now too. I looked at image mistakenly, and I'm just like seeing a bunch of just unrelated shit. Could have that maybe. A small island north of Aria? Fine. Very well. We're going there first, I guess. Again, how was I supposed to know I needed a claw item? No indication ever of like, oh, hey, you need this before you can come here. Great, thanks. Damn, I don't want to go to... Yeah, like... kind of pretty typical JRPG fare of like older ones is like, oh hey, you need this, we're just not gonna tell you. We're not gonna tell you where it is. You're just gonna have to struggle. Thank fuck there's still guides out there for shit. Ugh. You know, we're gonna fucking like fly. We're gonna warp to Aria and just do that instead. It's definitely not that. It said north of Aria. I think I've already went far past that. No, that's Aria there. At least I thought that was... Jesus Christ. It's not here, is it? No, that's where we got sent at some point. Jeez, why is... Oh no. Okay, IGN boards, don't let me down. Oh, golly gee. Alright, we're gonna find Tantar. That's not Tantar. And then it says, like, west of Tantar. And a little... Probably right here. I'm guessing I have to talk to her with Magu. Maybe not. I'm gonna steal your fucking vegetables. Okay, never mind. I have to go find someone else unrelated. Fuck's sakes. Why did they think this was necessary? No info whatsoever. You just gotta figure out, oh hey, I've randomly stumbled upon some asshole while just wasting my time exploring the entire world. Guess it's this guy. How was I supposed to know this random dude I've talked to one time is a weapon buff? What is wrong with your fucking house? God damn. It's like an episode of Hoarders. I just want to steal his shit. Ah, rude. Let's see. Ahaha! Great. It was almost not even worth the time to get those chests. Fuck's sakes. You know what? Whatever. Another weapon buff. Maybe he will recognize my weapon. Come and get it and show it to the old man. What's it? This whole situation is extremely unnecessary. Let me check it out. It's unique, but I don't think it's a weapon. Let me study it. I read about it in this letter. Playing fucking telephone for these old assholes. That, again, without a guide I would have never found these people. This is not a weapon, it's a tool for the mole people. If it's not a weapon, I'm not interested. Do me a favor and bring this to the old man. Letters given to Nina. Fine! Cool, whatever. Jesus. I don't mind helping people, but like... Bleh. Back already? I have good news. I found that it was a tool for the mole people called the Eye Claw. A letter for me? The Eye Claw? Go ahead and take it. I think the funniest thing about this whole situation is that, like, this guide I'm looking at, it's on, like, IGN boards. And the place that it's under is forums, gaming, individual gaming boards, Final Fantasy. So it's not even in the right, like, part of their forum. But you know what? It's cool. This is a Final Fantasy game now. An unofficial Final Fantasy game. You love to see it. I met you in Scan. I still can't believe you got rid of Zog. He was tough. Say, you're kind of quiet. Am I boring you? Nope, just quiet. We're gonna kill your brother. He's dead. He's dead to me already. Oh, that's the shrine. Where is this Master Digger? Is it you? You found the Eye Claw. Good work. I'd like to teach you how to use it, but it's only for the mole people. Okay, fine. He's in my party, but I have to have him in the lead. Fine, whatever. Watch closely. Oh, okay. You got a little Sonic spin. It's like that. Got it? Here, you try it. How am I doing? I guess that's about right. Remember, it's old, so you'll only be able to use it once. Oh. Well, alright. Cool. Good thing we only need to use it once. There we go. Alright. Yeah! Alright, now I can actually explore the dungeon. Just like, I need to maximize my screen real quick so I can see which freaking guide I'm looking at. Okay, is this... Okay, that's the Obelisk Tower one. Sweet. Alright. Cool. Alright, before Maga gets into a fight and gets destroyed, we need to switch back to our real fighters. Alright, cool. Oh, I can't go this way. I have to go all the way around. Oh, this asshole again. You know what? I've got a better idea. We're gonna leave for a second and go buy some more of those marbles so I just not have to fight anything in this fucking place. Yeah, we can just hop back in the hole anyway. God damn it! Why is like the trigger box for flying into there so weird? Okay, I see. It's not in the place where it usually used to be. It's like in like kind of it's splashing around in the kiddie pool. Alright, cool. Kiddie pool! Item shop, please. Item shop, please. Are you fucking kidding me? Whatever. I'll go somewhere else. Jesus Christ. Got it! Got it! We'll go to Spring, I guess. Surely there's an item shop here. Thank fuck, alright. I might have went overboard buying the marbles. I may have went overboard buying the marbles. But I just don't want to deal with enemies in that fucking dungeon. Alright. Alright, to 2, and now we're down here. Let's see. Flamehorn. Don't know if I care about treasure, honestly. Okay, so according to this, we do here. Oh, there's just a dude. Who's this dude? I'm not going to let you interfere with the Emperor Jade. I'll stop you if you try. Oh, alright. Okay. I'm giving you a warning. Ignore my warning and face the consequences. He just Hulk smashed his ass out, way out of the... Your journey has come to an end. Accept your defeat. And I guess I'll try fighting this guy without using Agni. It might be fun. It might be a change of pace. Let's see. We could try, like, ice, see if that does anything to this guy. Okay, no, we're just gonna click the win button. I don't care. That's just gonna be annoying. Plus, this is just cool, so whatever. Let's do the cool thing and become a monstrosity. It's what all the cool kids are doing. They're just becoming monstrosities. Oh golly, I just noticed I've dropped some frames here and there. Thanks, Comcast. I love you. God, I wish I could have a better fucking internet provider than Comcast. They're so underwhelming. Especially for what you pay for. No effect. Alright, cool. Okay, I think we won. Okay, good, we level up, don't care. How did they beat me? This can't be, blah. This hole was made for me. Alright, so now I gotta figure out where I gotta go, because there's just like a lot of different little dudes. Okay, it doesn't look like it really matters where I go. So we're gonna go this one, because it seems like the most direct path. What is this? Huh. Let's use another marble. I'm trying to poke the hearts, because that's my first instinct is, let's poke it, poke it, poke it, poke it. I was trying to talk to it. I don't know if there's, like, anything else I can do with these. Oh, maybe it does matter which way I go. Oh no, yeah, I thought it was gonna be a lot simpler based off of what the map was showing. But it might have been simpler in the SNES version. They decided to give it CPR. I'm doing the best I can, Doctor. Nah, we'll just, we'll be fine. Kept up with me in spite of the odds. Well done. If you switch to my side, I could give you a town or two. That's too bad. Huh, this is boss too, huh? Well, alright, guess we're fighting this dude. By fighting, I mean we're gonna cast Agni and just press the A button a bunch. We'll give this guy CPR. Look at those balls. Nice balls, dude. Fail. Oh no, it did 60 instead of 30. Shit. Balls. Blah! You too? Fine. Guess we'll just, like, attack you for the next, like, 5 minutes. Okay, never mind, we won. Oh, yay, Nina leveled up. For whatever that's worth. Ha! Are you happy now that you've beaten me? Don't let it go to your head. You didn't really defeat me. It was my destiny to lose. I knew it when I released the goddess. Enjoy meeting Tyr, the goddess of destruction. Alright. Maybe I will. Oh. Is that an elevator? Oh. Oh, well, that's nice. Apparently there's supposed to be like some sort of sword or something I could get from behind where Jade was. Ah, okay. There we go. There. Now, is this better than that? Oh, significantly, but I don't know if it doesn't matter, but we got a cool sword. What did I even get? I didn't even really see what the other thing I got was. Oh, a hammer. The Star Hammer! Alright, cool. Now we go. Now that mystery has been solved. What do you want? Did you come here to have a wish granted? Go ahead, ask me everything. Money, power. Should I heal your wounds? HP is completely lowered. Nice. You didn't come here for a wish? Then why are you here? Why do you have your sword out? Are you ready to fight? Why are you crying, goddess? Oh, you know what's gonna happen, don't you? Dragon time! Oh. You can't challenge me to a fight. You're only humans. I'll destroy you all. I don't believe this. Oh. Alright. Well, that's a good sprite. Look at the drippy mouths. I love that. There's so many mouths. Let's see, there's like 6 mouths that I can see. Goddess is intrigued. Big crash. Okay, yeah, that's so overpowered. I've not bought a single one of those cures either. Just like I've just found them throughout the game. God damn, that's so busted. It's an interesting idea to have the enemies have a health bar and then just kind of like exist after the health bar is gone, but like it's also just kind of annoying, like how much HP do you actually have? But it's definitely a spectacle. I'll give it that. It's like just a big fucking HP sponge. We'll use another cure. Okay, we won. Oh, 10 XP? What a ripoff. You can't win, humans. This is only temporary. I shall return. Oh, there goes the floor again. Why does this keep happening to us? We're always just falling out of the sky. What the fuck? There they go. Burb. Thanks, Burbs. I think that's a different Burb than Nina. Yeah, that's the bird nation has come to our aid. That's a lot of Burbs. I'm proud of you, Ryu. You turned the tables into the goddess of destruction. You and your companions completed the mission of the legendary warriors. This is the beginning of a new legend. I have watched you succeed, so I have no regrets in leaving you. Wait! Goodbye, Ryu. You made me proud. You are a true warrior. Ah, there she goes again. Thought she was dead already, but now she's dead. Now her ghost is dead. You have done well. Oh, hey, Swole Dragon Daddy. I'll remember that you saved the world. This is the beginning of a new legend. It's finally over. It's about time. There is still much work for you. You must help those who lost much during the war. Can't we take a break? Awesome! Hey, thanks for sticking around, 3Gs. Enjoy, well, I'm not gonna say enjoy your sinus rinse, but like, hopefully it's helps. A real hero doesn't quit until the job is done. Okay, Bo, we're making history. We'll all be legends someday. That's right. Oh, don't forget, you still owe me money. Again with the money. Is he worthy of hero status? Let's go! Nina, we should return to the castle. The king is waiting. There's still a lot of work left to do. Tell the king I'll be ready when... I'll return when I'm ready. Oh, she's asleep again. He's returned home. And has a kid. This asshole's just swimming around underwater. He's like, I'm free! Karn just did like a pirouette in Gobi's shop. Karn's like, I'm gonna just live here in the thief town now. Nina's staring at the robot volcano. I'm guessing they're gonna leave Bo and Tantar here. Later, bruh. Later, Bo. Sounds kind of like later, bro. All right, and this is where Bird Girl lives in Winland, I believe. Bird King. Oh shit! Bird Girl's ripped. And they're fixing town up. Hey, it's Ryu. He's just walking. A simple but kind of cool effect where just like kind of doing the horizon. There's Sarah. She's dead. Breath of Fire. Thank you, Bamboo, for planning the game. That looks how my sinuses feel. Just gooey and... Oh, there's Big Frog. So that's how I feel sometimes, too. That's just got a gaping anus mouth. Wah! Crying Goddess. Maybe she was just sleepy. Little Fly. That's flying. Skeleton dude just hanging out at the beach. Or maybe it's not a beach, maybe it's a desert. There's the zombie that's doing unspeakable things to the floor. Oh, it's a nasty cockroach. It's Sarah as a dragon. Rip. One. Fishman! It's Fishman, look at him. It's Super Pig. Whoa! Nice man titties. And it's Golem from Dragon Quest. That's what I was thinking the entire time we were fighting that dude. Was like, yeah, it's just like the Golem from Dragon Quest. Asshole plant. Spooky shadow. Excited treasure chest. Elf. That's how I react to when I see elves as well. I don't know if I've even saw that enemy. Little Grim Reaper dude. One of them. There's like multiple of them that we fought and killed. There's Balls guy. There's nothing but balls. Those little guys are fun. Chop, 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 chop. Eyeball with fire, that's cool. Crab Rave. Frog fish dude. That's pretty cool. Fluffy ghost. And you, the bug. You are the bugs. We are little pill bugs. Thanks for playing. Oh, nice. End. Snappy Amanase. Amane ending. Woo! Does it just reboot after a while? If not, then I'll probably just close the emulator. Hey, the GBA did its best to display grainy PNGs. Okay, I'm gonna assume that... Oh, never mind. To be continued. Oh! Ryu gets a haircut. A winner is you. A winner is you. Is there anything else happening? Oh, okay, it's done. It got it all out of its system. Alright, well, that was fun. Good game. I enjoyed it, even if there was some annoying sticky points that come from, you know, being, like, almost 30 fucking years old. Actually, it is 30 years old. God damn. No, it's not 30 years old. I can't count. I'm gay. You know, typical stuff. No. I was trying to see if I could figure out what to do next. Because I expected this game not to last the full, like, 3 hours, which it didn't. It looks like it's ending right about when I thought it would. Is this gonna pull up right? Oh, it does. Okay. Oh God. I let me. I gotta let's firstly scroll back to the top because this is my story that I've like wrote on for a long time, and have now finally said, you know what, I'm gonna start writing on it again. In part because Haylene has started writing, and I was like, oh, that's cool. And I was like, oh wait, I can just do Google Drive, and it's real easy. Yeah, but for this WordPad screen, I gotta like change the size real quick because it's not the right size for my layout. I think it's 1605. Wait, that's definitely not 3,000. Okay, that's a little much. 2,800. We're playing a guessing game now with like the with this because it's not exactly how the window size looks like it's supposed to be. Let's do 2,300 and we're labbing it out in real time. Because I didn't plan this very far ahead. I'll put some music on too after I get this figured out. Guess we're already okay. 1,200 is just a little too far. Okay, let's see. Alright, that's probably good enough. Let's move this down to the sources stuff, as opposed to above everything, because that's not where it goes. Game sources, we'll just kind of pop you right there, and there we go. Now I can likely better see what I need to do to edit the transformation screen thingy. Anyhow, let's see. And we'll do that. Okay. And what about you? Okay, cool. I've never done a writing stream, so I don't know exactly how to go about it. Other than, I mean, I can read what I already have written. If that is cool. I don't know. Let's see. Spotify. Let's find something cool to listen to. How long is this album? 42 minutes? Not quite as long as I would want. Let's see. How about you? Oh, that's even shorter. Jesus. Let's see. How about... I just always keep going back to like the same albums. Like, oh, how about this one? Okay, that one's not long enough. How about this one? Also not long enough. How about you? You know what? This one will do. It's like 58 minutes. Alright, I'm gonna change all the stream stuff now that we've done Breath of Fire. Okay, and I'll change it to like just chatting as well, since, you know, all that. Alright. that's updated, and I'm gonna do some Twitter stuff. Just like, oh hey, we're done. We beat the game. Woo! Okay. All right. Cool. So yeah, I mean, I didn't stop doing the fundraising stuff for my friend Hachiko, but I'll just talk about it again. Yeah, he's trying to get his stuff back, his life together a little bit more after just dealing with a not great life situation. So I'm trying to help him fundraise so that he can get an apartment and get a job and stuff like that. And I have once again, I have the coffee link up top there. I also have it in the chat every once in a while, and I have a command. Sweet. Alright, so the Soul Keeper Saga. I came up with a lot of these names like years ago, so if they're cringy, that's probably why. I don't know if I've ever actually read this out to anyone either, so this is gonna be a little different in that case as well. Let me drink my coffee. I'm just gonna polish it off. Oh yeah, some of this is formatted weird because like I've edited it like on my phone at work some as well, so it's just like kind of different. But all right. Chapter 1 of the prologue. I don't know if prologues usually have chapters, but mine does. Alright. The stillness of the void was deafening. Nothing stirred, and nothing existed. Suddenly, in that dark abyss, a sharp, ripping noise became audible. As the noise spread throughout the pristine plain, the rift in space-time widened enough that, in a flash, a muscular arm erupted forth from this gaping hole. Following this first intrusion came the interloper's brother, which was armed with an elegant claw-like weapon. Ripping open a second rift near the first, the two muscular siblings joined together and, widening the hole, allowed their owner through. And thus, our universe was born. And through the presence of Aetherai and a previously empty plane, the new realm began to stabilize. Its original creator is known in the mortal tongue as Lord Epsby, Judicator of Mortality. Though there are not accurate terms that would begin to truly describe how he looks, I can relate to you, fair reader, that he has a very pleasing appearance. God, it's so weird. Adorned in the clothing that he was given at his own tooth cutting, Lord Epsby truly stood out amongst the emptiness of that shadowy abyss. Let's see, anything I need to explain? Well, more will come. Let's see. Lifting his soul claw aloft, which is the claw-like weapon he has on his arm, he split the realm in two, with the rift being in one pocket dimension and not the other. That seems like it could be confusing to read. I guess this is why editors are a thing. He then entered the portion containing the rift, where the main act of creation would take place. This would become the mortal plane. Though mighty, Lord Epsby could not have made our world the way it is through his actions alone. To assist him in creating all that can be seen today, he brought along the rest of our strange family. Probably could change that to like his, since R just kind of implies someone else that we haven't talked about yet. So we're going to change that. Who all came to be known as the Selancians, or Slancians, whatever. Tomato, tomato. A gentle sea breeze filled the void as Lord Epsby's eldest sister, Lady Chelan, entered the realm. Known as the Mistress of Water, she spread her water aetheryte throughout the entirety of the mortal plane, which began to solidify in such a way that large chunks of ice formed throughout the realm. These would be used to create the first rainstorm later on. While this act alone was impressive, Lady Chelan needed her next sibling's help to keep developing the world. So yeah, basically this prologue is a creation myth, kind of. Because I am a big mythology buff, so I figured I'd make my own. Because why not? Entering the new universe next was Lord Fleetaro, Steward of the Sky. He was the sharpest of the family and, pun intended, not a bird brain. He has a bird head, because, yeah, animal-headed gods are fun. With his influence over gravity and the wind itself, and a ruffle of his feathery arms, Lord Fleetaro elevated the ice crystals created by his sister into the air, and suspended them there. His presence alone also willed gravitational force into being. A moment or two later, the next sibling of Lord Epsby made her entrance elegantly through the rift. Her name is Tirana, the Wild Queen. As she entered the new universe, a massive orb of earthy soil formed under her paws. Kneeling down, she injected her aetheryte into the orb of earthy soil, which caused seeds of all varieties to be sown into the soil, as the aetheryte did its work. Pushing down onto the orb, Tirana increased the size of it with her etheric power, and then smoothed the surface layer all over the orb, forming the planet of Solancia that you all know and love. So previously, before this, they were just kind of in the void, floating around, as you do. Just kind of T-posing in the middle of the void. After this feat, Lady Tirana created an orb of Earth even larger in size than the planet that she now stood on, and, squeezing the orb into a tightly compacted rock, passed it to her brother, Lord Fleetaro. With a single strained effort, the feathered thinker lifted the boulder very far into the sky and suspended it there indefinitely, causing the new boulder in the sky to gain a follower in the form of the planet Solancia. Not to leave this new celestial being lonely, Lady Tirana fashioned a much smaller orb and had her brother suspend it in the opposite side of the sky, naming the smaller orb Bjarte, or Bjart, whichever you say. It's a not English word. The wolf-headed goddess sent etheric power up to it, causing it to gently glow. Satisfied, Lady Tirana laid down and curled up on the earthy soil and began to slumber. Sleepy wolf. A few moments later, a solitary burst of flame issued forth from the now gaping rift. This signified the entry of the particularly feisty youngest sister of Lord Epsby, named Lady Fiwaria, Lady of Flames. Closing her orange eyes, she focused her aetheryte on the giant rock that was placed in the sky. Her skin began to sizzle from her intense exertion. In a matter of seconds, the boulder burst into glorious flame, which melted the outer layers of the boulder into a magical plasma-like inferno that emitted a controlled pulse of aetheryte directly tied to Lady Fiwaria's life force. The sun has been created. As soon as the newly formed sun began to radiate heat, the ice crystals that were formerly suspended in the air melted, causing it to rain down upon the now fully formed world, saturating everything in that all-important element of life, water. With this in place, the plants of the world could create food for themselves, and could also provide other forms of life with food as well. One last act by the fiery femme was to carve out specific places in the crust of Solancia that would collect vast amounts of water. These would become the Great Chiwar Sea and other bodies of water. Whilst carving these basins, she blasted a channel to the center of Solancia, causing the plant to have an active, molten core. Fiery goddess then sat atop the resulting volcano and rested in the bubbling caldera. Sometimes you just gotta kick back and rest. Next to come through the rift was the youngest sibling of Lord Epsby, Lord Voltric, known as the Sovereign of Energy. Their goals were to infuse the air, sea, and earth directly with etheric power, and to begin the cycle of ebb and flow of aetheryte, as generating excess aetheryte was to be one of the major tenets of life on Solancia. Once they finished infusing the planet, Lord Voltric nervously engaged their resistance core, allowing them to float in mid-air when needed or desired. When floating in the air like this, the energetic deity felt much calmer. An energy deity with, like, a nervous tick. That's kind of the goal with that one. Almost all of Lord Epsby's family had arrived through the rift by now, and there was one deity left. Lastly, the final sibling of Lord Epsby exited the rift, causing the doorway between their old universe and the new one to shut abruptly in her passing. Walking in pained steps due to her injury, Lady Zenoltha, the Soul Keeper, used her stave to stabilize herself as she walked along the now thriving world. Gently sitting down with the help of the other gods, Lady Zenoltha withdrew a mystical harp that she was taught to use aeons ago. This instrument aided her in calming and controlling wayward spirits. Plucking out a somber tune, the divine harpist called forth the souls currently under her charge, and allowed them to frolic as they saw fit. Though there were many souls under her command, there was not much mischief they could get into here in this raw, newly formed world. Chapter 2. I actually have a surprisingly decent amount of stuff written already. Yeah, chapter 1 is just the creation of the mortal world, I guess you could say. What we got going there? We're looking at Discord stuff. Okay. Let's see. Oh, excuse me. Alright, any more coffee? Nope, it's all gone. Cool. Alright. Chapter 2. Though the mortal plane had been created without much trouble, the gods knew from past experience that living directly with their future creations would bring the kind of trouble I probably could word that better, because saying trouble twice there seems a little redundant. The gods knew from past experience that living directly with their future creations would bring the kind of problems, probably. Yeah, let's change that to bring the kind of problems that caused them to flee their old universe in the first place. As a result, the consensus was that a pocket dimension would be created specifically for the Solancians so that they could watch over the world that their creations would occupy safely. The spectral plane, as it would be called, was a realm filled with nothing but pure aetherai, similar to how the mortal plane once was when it was newly made. Out of this raw aetherai, the Solancians built temples, storerooms, workshops, and an impressive defensive wall known as the Aether Fence. To go with the Aether Fence, they also created the Aether Gate, which seals off the compound completely when it is powered by aetherai. To provide a constant power supply to the newly made universe, a special well was dug within the Aether Fence that regularly cycles the aetherai within the universe. This structure is called the Aether Well. As things live and die, the aetherai that composes their bodies is compounded and built up, and then returns to the Aether Well to provide the universe with more materials to work with. A being filled with a potent amount of etheric power can actually result in there being more aetherai becoming available than was used to create them. Considering that all forms of magical expression tap into the amount of aetherai available, this made the training and empowerment of warriors and mystics a very profitable and necessary trade as a whole. With the mortal and spectral planes completed, the Solancians turned their focus into creating the creatures, sentient or otherwise, that would populate and enrich the world in the way that they only can. Again, a lot of this is just me writing just on the fly, so it's not as edited or good as it probably could be. So it goes, though. One of Lady Firewaria's favorite pastimes was to create things, in contrast to a fire's normal activity and mannerisms. Her favorite thing that she could do well was to bake clay, which she did with her bare hands. The only problem that stood in Lady Firewaria's way of sculpting the clay was the fact that she could not mold it without baking it, as her hands were too hot. However, her sister, Lady Tirana, had no such problem. In fact, this activity was something that the two sisters shared in common as a pastime, and they bonded quite well over it. In a particularly creative day, the two clay sculptresses were at work in a workshop. Yeah, well, that's probably what you do in a workshop. Lady Farawaria was hard at work baking the dolls that Lady Tirana had formed tenderly in her paws. The figurines had varying builds and features, though some were more prominent than others. A large amount of them had long, fragile ears, while others had more rounded ones. There were even some that looked like a mixture of canine-like animals in the other two designs. They also took care to form the other animals as well, from the tiniest ant to the biggest whale. Peeking carefully into the workshop, Lord Epsby and his brother Lord Voltric, Sovereign of Energy, I probably don't need that there because we already introduced him earlier. Yeah, I'm going to get rid of that bit there. It's just wordiness for the sake of wordiness, which is not good, probably not good for reading. watched as the two goddesses were enjoying themselves. Both brothers had discussed in detail exactly how they were going to create the beings that would enrich this world. The only thing that the gods had lacked before were proper vessels to receive the souls that life required, which now existed in abundance. The last thing needed were the souls. As the two gods watched their sisters create works of art, one of their other sisters, Lady Zenolta, in turn, watched the two watchers with her mind. Though in considerable pain, her knack for prophecy and the charming of souls was just as strong as ever. She knew what they were up to and expected for them to require her help shortly. Truth be told, Lady Zenolta had an air of confidence to her that was more pronounced when she thought that she had the upper hand or held a distinct advantage. This rashness is what had caused her current condition, and this mistake continued to fester in her mind as a small sliver of imperfection in her otherwise flawless psyche. Thought I heard my cat making noise, but I might have been mistaken. Chapter 3. Finished with their figurine crafting, Lady Farwaria and Lady Tirana were about to leave the workshop to go for a walk when Lord Epsby and Lord Voltric entered the vicinity. They smiled warmly at what they saw. "These are some magnificent creations, my sisters," said Lord Epsby, his headdress moving slightly as he nodded in approval. Blushing even brighter orange than her skin normally appeared to be, Lady Farwaria gave her brother a warm hug. Lady Tirana did the same, though her fur was not nearly as warm as Lady Farwaria's skin had been. Nodding in approval as well, Lord Voltric cleared his throat, which was a bit of a nervous tick of his. Though they have a vast amount of etheric power, they also possess a potent mixture of stage fright and general shyness whenever it comes to talking to anyone, which persists to this very day. "Would you ladies mind if Lord Epsby and I made use of your treasures?" he asked, smiling uneasily. "Of course you may, you fool," Lady Farwaria replied, patting the energetic god on the back. Smiling, Lady Tirana nodded in agreement. The wolf-headed goddess of the earth was a woman of few words. Eager to begin, the two brothers scooped up the entirety of the figurine collection. I read it right the first time, surprisingly, and headed to the very large central building of the spectral plane, the Hall of Judgment. This building contained many wonderful things, such as Lord Epsby's Seraphinach storage, Lady Zenolta's soul garden, and the Silencian All-Thing. The Seraphinach storage is where Lord Epsby's elite guardian, the Seraphinach, however you say that, I've not said it too many times out loud, admittedly, rested when they were not needed. They could be made dormant upon demand, which extended their aetherized supply for aeons. Lady Zenolta's soul garden is where all the souls that were remade for birth anew spent their spare time. Last but not least, the Silencian All-Thing was where the deities met to discuss important matters, not only as a family, but as a responsible council of divinities. A far-wandering traveler from another era and dimension had shared this idea with them, among many other beneficial things. Let's see, I'm going to grab my tea real fast. Hopefully it still tastes good. It's been just kind of hanging out in a bottle near my desk. Yep, still fine. Alright. Placing the collection of dolls on a large metallic table, the two gods began their work. As Lord Voltric began to ingrain aetheryte into the claimed figurines, Lord Epsby went to fetch Lady Zenolta, whom was the only one in the family that could implant souls into objects. As he turned the corner, he almost bumped into the suffering goddess, whom had gotten up because she knew it was time to help them. Recovering quickly, Lord Epsby held out his dark, pigmented hand. "I am certain that you know why I have come to get you. Let us go and enliven the future mortals of Silencia," he remarked. Nodding, Lady Zenolta took her brother's hand and carefully walked with him towards the Hall of Judgment. Through touching her hand alone, I can't read apparently, Lord Epsby could sense the inner turmoil in her mind and the cause of her condition. He began to form a contingency plan in case there was trouble. Whomever had assaulted her before they had made their escape from Evervoid had better hope that they never stumbled upon Silencia, for they would be judged harshly. As they walked down the corridor, Lady Zenolta could feel her brother probing into her body and mind with his immense etheric power. Her brother was hardly a mind reader and could only detect health and wellness, but, unfortunately, she was a mind reader, Experiencing his thoughts about the plan made her both terrified and indignant. How dare he think of locking me away, she thought. I'm his little sister. Coming to the massive selenite doors leading to the Hall of Judgment, Lady Zenalta could feel herself growing more furious by the second. Unbeknownst to her, however, the injury she had sustained before their escape was beginning to alter her mind and body with its toxic power. Nonetheless, the two deities made their way into the expansive Hall of Judgment. All eyes and minds were focused on this brother and sister, from whom immense amounts of tension poured like a waterfall. All present were waiting nervously for when that tension reached its breaking point. If that did occur, no amount of resistance from anything but the other deities joined together could stop the raging amount of energy that would emanate from these two. Arriving in front of the metallic table, Lady Zenalta placed her hands before the collection of figurines. As she channeled her soul aetheri into the constructs, she thought of what Lord Epsby had planned for her and smiled grimly. The soul trance being completed, Lady Zenalta's hands glowed a faint red. Looking concerned, Lord Epsby placed his hand on his sister's shoulder to try to comfort her, but she quickly shrugged it away. I need to be alone for a while, she remarked, her eyes avoiding his gaze. Stepping away from her, Lord Epsby frowned and then left for his own chambers to wait for what was to come. Whew. Chapter 4. Sitting on a large, moss-covered stone, Lady Zenalta plucked at her harp with difficulty, as the injury was on her left arm, making it a little tedious to play properly. Her normal songs were not having their intended effect on the souls, so she decided to try one that was stronger. However, every time that she would begin, the souls of the dead would wail louder and louder in protest, as they could sense something was very wrong. This continually broke her concentration. As she struggled to concentrate, and as the souls continued to distract her, a fragment of doubt within her mind began to grow as the venom took further hold of her body. She began to see vile, wretched things in her mind's eye, not entirely because of the spirits wailing, but also because of what her brother wanted to do, regardless of the circumstances or reasons behind it. The venom emanated from the crystal shard that had been left inside of her wound had reached nigh lethal levels, causing her vision to blur and her focus to lapse. As she began to feel lightheaded, a grim, otherworldly voice spoke. Long live the Crystar! As the voice repeated this in her mind, she realized that her battle with that monster was of more consequence than she had thought, and a little piece of Evervoid had come to Silencia with her. She began to panic, which gave the vile venom even more agency to control her mind. Before long, Lady Zenalta's vision unblurred, but she was no longer in control. Drifting among the fragments of her shattered psyche, she saw strange crystalline tendrils slowly digging through her flesh, with the burrowing intruders coming from her wound and heading towards her brain. In another moment, Lady Zenalta threw her head back in pain as the tendrils reached their goal, infecting her brain. Her body began to rapidly freeze, getting so cold that her clothing burned away as strange red symbols began to glow on her arms and hands, with black outlines seemingly charred into her flesh. As she recovered from this transformation, only one thing kept repeating in her mind, in that grim voice. The coldness of the void claims you. Now possessed, her mind turned to violence, and in a grand fashion, she became a red-streaked typhoon of malice and hunger, as she fed on the etheric power that composed the souls that she had once fostered. A soul is made up of 5 parts, the essences of earth, fire, water, air, and lastly, the soul. All of these became perverted in her corrupted body, and became the basis for the 5 types of etheric power that compose what is known as the forbidden powers: burning ice, withering poison, corrupting blood, suffocating smoke, and lastly, the void, where nothing survives. Her feeding frenzy upon the hapless souls made the newly made mortal plane begin to wither, since the ebb and flow of aetheri had been thrown off by new aetheri going into Lady Zenalta's stomach and not into the aetherwell. Without aetheri going back into the system, many creatures and plants died in large numbers, including many of the mortals. The loss of etheric power to the greater universe cannot be understated. Noticing the vastly reduced energy flows in the mortal plane, and the dangerously low state of the aetherwell, Lord Voltric began to panic, and, as a result, flew quickly to Lord Epsby's chambers. Pushing the large selenite doors open with difficulty, the sovereign energy stood in the doorway, panting like a canine. Looking up from his throne, Lord Upsby looked at Lord Voltric worriedly. "What seems to be the problem, sibling?" he asked, cocking an eye at the deity. Lady Znolta has been busy while she's been alone. The amount of Aetheri available in the universe is now dangerously low, and I feel a massive amount of it concentrated in her chambers." Sighing and shaking his head, Lord Upsby rose from his seat and walked over to the special pedestal where his most treasured possession, the fabled Soul Claw, sat dutifully. Each slender blade was made of bright, fatally sharp solanite, and the wrist guard was made of a firm, exotic leather. An elegant, almost imaginatively thin piece of ribbon bound the entire tool together, and, though it looked very unsubstantial, the ribbon was virtually indestructible. It passed this quality onto the Soul Claw, which was immune to all sorts of etheric and physical harm. Placing the weapon securely in his right hand, Lord Upsby virtually glowed with suppressed vengeance and an omnipotent Aetheri. "We will end her hungered massacre today," Lord Upsby remarked, heading out of his chambers into the Seraphinac storage. Walking past the coffins that were lined up row by row, the Lord of Mortality arrived at a specific coffin, which had a special lid compared to the rest of the corpse containers. I like that, corpse containers. I like alliteration if you couldn't tell. Placing his hand firmly in a hand-shaped indent that was present, the coffin began to glow with a bright light. Standing back from the coffin, Lord Upsby watched as a lithe, brown-haired being climbed out of their resting place. Standing up straight, the creature looked very much like we would expect a Fyrorian man to look like, save for the ashy, almost pottery-hued tone of their flesh. An important distinction between the two were the exhaust vents on the being's back that controlled their etheric intake and output. This allowed them to fly when necessary. Basically, they have like a back jetpack built into their body. Opening his purple eyes for the first time in ages, the High General of the Seraphinac glanced around, getting his bearings. The sinewy strength of his arms initially felt uneasy holding his heavy Solonite longsword, but they quickly regained their full strength when his Aetheri evenly distributed through his veins. Looking to both his commander and god, the Seraph sheathed his blade quietly. "What seems to be the emergency, my lord?" he asked dutifully, his purple eyes staring straight ahead. Smiling grimly, Lord Upsby explained to the general what had transpired. Nodding in acknowledgement, Solomon gripped his longsword so tightly that his fingers began to hurt, which was the first feeling he had felt in aeons. To fight a goddess, let alone one that had gained so much power, would be an endeavor requiring assistance from more than one deity, let alone the entire Seraphinac. "Suppose this may be our last task," Solomon thought to himself, thinking of all the slaughter in store for his fellow Seraph, whom were far less powerful than himself. Chapter 5. I have a feeling I might have made the prologue too long, but so it goes. It's not like I can go back and change it, obviously, but like, I don't know where else I would put this stuff, because it's all very relevant stuff. Let me get another drink real fast. Actually, I'm going to mute up and I'm going to use the bathroom. I'll be right back. Alright, I am back. Okay. Chapter 5. Pulsing with dark, foreboding energy, Lady Znolta scanned the Soul Garden for any remaining victims, but found none. "It is a real shame that I neglected to form more souls before we got to this new land," she thought, patting her stomach. Sensing the approach of her siblings and their peons, the corrupted goddess began to focus her newly found forbidden aetherai. For she had something big planned for her guests. If the will of those that harmed her was to be fulfilled, she needed all the power that there was in this universe to go back to Evervoid. The scene laid before Lord Epsby and the others was something out of a nightmare. The amount of ectoplasm that was spattered around the Soul Garden showed how horrible of a massacre the delinquent goddess had wrought upon the wayward souls. Gripping his claw tightly, Lord Epsby cautiously led the way into the center of the Soul Garden, with Solomon and the rest of the Seraphonach trailing slightly behind, with Lady Farwaria guarding the rear. Looking back to check on everyone, Lord Epsby caught Lady Farwaria's eye, whom scowled at him in visible disgust of their surroundings. Returning to the task at hand, Lord Epsby nearly ran directly into Lady Zenotha, whom had appeared a few inches in front of her brother, which visibly startled him. "Ah, yes. I can smell your uneasiness, brother," she growled, as she licked the light perspiration from his cheek. Pushing her away, Lord Epsby narrowed his eyes at the deranged goddess, who laughed menacingly. "I have seen what you want to do with me, and I will not let that happen," she screamed, the veins in her neck bulging with rage. Closing her eyes, the red symbols on Lady Zenotha's bare, rune-charred skin glowed more brightly as she floated above those before her. Standing where they had encountered the goddess, Lord Epsby and company simply had to wait to see what havoc she had decided to wreak upon them. The air was filled with little snaps and crackles as forbidden and normal aetherai clashed and destroyed each other. Opening her eyes, which now also glowed a sinister red, Lady Zenotha laughed as her spell took effect. Starting as a small puddle of a thick, viscous slime, a gigantic monster made out of pure poison, the opposite element of earth, opened its beady eyes. Surveying the gathered crowd, it began to shake violently, splashing deadly fluids all around. One unfortunate seraph caught the worst of it, which proceeded to reduce him to naught but their soul core. The etheric body, their etheric body completely dissolved. Smiling grimly at the spectacle, Lady Zenotha rose further into the air, charging her power to assault the group herself, as she fired icy bolts at her enemies. Shaking her head in anger and disgust, Lady Farwaria reached behind her back and unsheathed her mighty greatsword, Magmunder, with an aged skull sporting a wicked grin on its hilt. Magmunder rose above the battlefield and began to cackle wildly while issuing forth a searing torrent of pure etheric fire with each swing, not unlike that used to sanctify things with. The sheer power of this inferno devastated the poisonous titan, which erupted and sprayed its contents around the room, causing many more unintentional seraph casualties. Probably spelled that wrong. It looks wrong, but it's probably right. It's one of those words. Smiling smugly, Lady Zenotha used the power of smoke to make it harder to see and breathe, though this would not deter Lord Epsby, who did neither. Under the cover of smoke, Lady Zenotha launched an icy bolt of malevolent aetherai at her estranged sister, probably just get rid of that, while she was cleansing the pools of poison that remained. Unfortunately, Lady Farwaria may be a tough customer, but she is not quick on her feet. The icy bolt pierced her right leg, going cleanly through. Screaming out in pain, Lady Farwaria collapsed. Hearing his sister scream, Lord Epsby used his most troubling ability, which was the ability to go completely incorporeal, to his advantage. He transformed and swiftly grabbed Lady Farwaria in his strong arms. Retreating a short distance away, he gently placed the stable but pained goddess on her back. "The cheeky girl got me good, didn't she?" Lady Farwaria asked, smiling weakly. Nodding, Lord Epsby was unable to speak. His almighty rage had reached an absolute peak, and his powers surged through his veins and caused his body to emit a purplish glow befitting that of a soul elemental. The very ground beneath his feet surged with etheric might. Turning his attention back to his delinquent sister, Lord Epsby placed his soul claw on the floor, being absolutely sure not to get it anywhere near his unstable sibling. Lord Epsby had absolutely no intentions of deicide today, even if the verdict in his mind thought it would benefit everyone else otherwise. "I will readily admit your newfound power is frightening, little sister. However, it is not enough to best me, and I will give you a final. Probably should change it one final chance to stop this foolish game. Lord Espy said, with no warmth in his voice. When it came to his role as a judge, he was deathly serious. Smiling sweetly, Lady Zenoltha descended to the floor, her naked body causing Lord Espy great unease. Walking powerfully to her brother, she gently placed a hand onto his exposed chest, expecting her power to be able to rip his soul from his body. However, there was no visible effect. Laughing merrily, Lord Espy gently but firmly took a hold of Lady Zenoltha's throat, cutting off her airway and causing her to choke out a surprised gasp. I pity that it had to come to this. Your pride is scarcely different from that of those Crystar fiends that required us to leave Evervoid. I know that you know what my solution to this situation is. But you are still my little sister, and I will protect you however I can. Please, forgive me. With a swift impact to her head with his own, Lord Espy rendered Lady Zenoltha unconscious. That makes more sense. It's like, otherwise it's kind of like, who did what? With a swift impact to her head with his own, Lord Espy rendered Lady Zenoltha unconscious, and her demonic visage gave way to a normal countenance. However, her flesh was to be forever marred by this event, and dark spots where the strange runes had appeared remained as well. Fetching a whole robe from his sister's things, Lord Espy clothed her much as one would clothe a baby, her current state making this necessary. Lifting her into his arms, Lord Espy carried his little sister dutifully down several flights of stairs, then through a wall that only he knew was a passageway. In front of him was a vast cell filled with shackles that looked to be merely made of a silky fiber. They are made of far-fetched and impossibly rare materials, but are virtually indestructible as a result. Tagged to that fact, the mystical metal known as Solonite was incorporated in the design as well, creating essentially an unbreakable binding that massively restricts the Aetheric use of its prisoner. Probably do Aetheric. Securing the unconscious goddess in multiple pairs of these ribbons, Lord Espy was satisfied that nothing short of a dark, powerful unbinding ritual would render his sister free ever again. Since no one here could cure the goddess's corruption, the situation was considered solved. For now. The shackles were designed to sustain the body of the prisoner so that corporal food or water were not required, as entering the cell, even to provide these, would be potentially lethal to the bindings placed on the unstable Silencian. Exiting the hidden cell, Lord Espy returned to start fixing the out-of-whack situation and to find a new soul keeper. Chapter 6, which is probably the newest of like the prologue chapters I've added and edited stuff to, so it's probably a little sketchier even than otherwise. Anyway, Chapter 6. Okay. This is where I enter this elaborate play. I have not gone over who is telling this tale yet, but now it is time to do so. I am what mortals would call a mechani, which is, more or less, a non-biological form of life composed of metallic parts and gadgets. The life aspect is due to my soul inhabiting the all-important soul core. Fortunately, my soul was already in this core and in stasis, as I am also a Silencian. The stasis was needed to prolong my Aetheric supply, for my original body had failed and dematerialized. There was a search for many, many centuries for one that could make my present vessel. That man was Azulfso, the only dwarf to ever visit Evervoid. Azulfso looked very unassuming, and that's because he was. Humble beyond most of his kin, he is perhaps the greatest blacksmith to ever exist. His teacher was a man whom was told to have created a sword that fought on its own accord, similarly to Magmunder. Azulfso was brought to Lord Espy's late father, rest his soul, by a far-traveling man with one eye. That man must have had some foresight that we did not. All of the Silencians had Azulfso to thank for their stunning weaponry, and for numerous other things made of the mythical Solonite. This metal, an alloy of a pre-supernova star's core, and a deceptively mundane metal called black iron, actually gets harder and more dense to a point as it heats up. It is quite difficult to obtain star cores for most, but Lord Espy's father was not like most. Having massive etheric power in all 5 elements, he created many star cores to empower his people with superior arms and armor. In present day, there is no handy way to create the alloy like it once was, but a skilled blacksmith can recycle other metal pieces to make selenite objects as they are able. Anyway, back to me now. I must apologize, as I sometimes get a little carried away in the details. After Lady Zenolta's episode, a new Soul Keeper is needed to orchestrate the influx of souls to and from the Aetherwell, where their built-up Aetherai is siphoned off to enrich the rest of the world. This sort of thing cannot be learned on the fly. It takes centuries, possibly even aeons, to be able to do properly. Thus, that is my duty. I go by Silmyak. I've not said that name before. Silmok? I don't know. And I am the mechanized Soul Keeper. Due to my lack of biological parts, as long as I can sustain the minimum amount of Aetherai for my mechanical body to function, I can do my assigned task indefinitely. I was Soul Keeper for Lord Espy's father until an attempted coup caused me to sicken and need to have my soul safeguarded. That's an entirely different tale for a different time, and, thankfully, Lady Zenolta has studious enough of people to record absolutely everything of that tale. Anyway, that more or less concludes the story of how Solancia was created. The long and short of that is, after all the etheric loss wrought by Lady Zenolta in the Spectral Realm, small amounts of Fywarians, Firminians, and Valine were ensouled and protected in the mortal plane until they were reproduced in enough numbers to not need our help. Once that was completed, we took a step back and let them learn all on their own. My kin learned hard lessons from those defiant Crystar bastards, and their need to attempt deicide just to see if it was a possibility, and we were not eager to have it repeat itself. Now, the tale I will begin relating to you is even more dynamic than our introduction. It documents how even our own creations can transcend their limits and fix things we did not know needed fixing, nor thought could be fixed. The struggle of their souls against the forces of entropic evil makes me proud to be their Soul Keeper. Whew. Well, that's my prologue. I don't know if anyone's even still hanging out. I wouldn't really blame you if you took off. It's just me reading a bunch. But I figured at the very least reading what I already had is a good idea. Instead of just jumping in, oh hey, we're writing on this. LOL. I don't know how other people do things with these kind of streams. I've not watched too many writing streams, admittedly, because unfortunately my attention span does not normally coincide very well with it. How long? How much more? There's a decent amount. It's a bit more than I expected, because I mostly like look at these like on like a smaller screen if I'm writing stuff like at work, so I don't really see just the scope of how long each. Granted, like in a book, like in a real book, these probably won't be very long chapters at all. Yeah, you can see where I had you can see where I had started writing more and then kind of got sidetracked or whatever. I've got like another like 20 minutes I can do stream, so I'll probably just read the rest and we'll go from there. Part 1. Humble Beginnings. Chapter 1. The calm, cloudless night carried sound far more than one would imagine. A lone warrior's journey bore witness to both the advantage and disadvantage of this fact. As Bjart beamed down upon his solitary charge, the Centurion made their way back to the Valish Empire on foot. The shortest but most dangerous path lay through Old Bark Forest. In preparation for this, the lone Centurion donned their selenite chainmail, their full-plated helm, their elongated metal shield, and last but not least, their razor-sharp rapier. As they stealthily inched through the thickest part of the forest, an all-too familiar sensation hit them, causing the hair on the back of their neck to stand up and their grip on their arms to tighten with knuckle-whitening tension. It was a feeling any veteran of battle knew. Someone had died nearby, and very recently. Halting their progress for a moment, the Centurion held their gauntlet-clad hand to the side of their helmet, then silently mouthed an incantation. The night in front of them lit up as if it were day, and it became clear that there was a pair of normal footprints that seemed frantic, then suddenly disappeared. Curious, the Centurion continued onward until something very heavy landed on their back. Face planting onto the ground, the Centurion's helmet rattled with the impact, causing him to feel slightly nauseous. As quickly as pushed down in favor of adrenaline, which began to flood their veins. Pushing up hard, they managed to dislodge their adversary in one fluid motion, and struck up behind them with their rapier. This is reported with a pained growl from a very angry beast. Turning to face this creature, the centurion gasped at the sight. The creature looked almost like a typical Fywarian man, but was horribly disfigured. There were sharp-looking tusks protruding from the corners of his mouth, and his eyes glowed a sinister orange. Those eyes were the worst part, because while his appearance looked wild, his eyes looked far too intelligent to belong to a simple beast. Whatever had happened to him must have hurt a lot. Noticing their alarm, the creature grinned sinisterly and lunged. Deftly deflecting the assault, the centurion swiped at the man's arm, drawing a thick, grimy trail of blood. Growling once more, the creature narrowed his eyes at the centurion, then, without warning, jumped up into a large tree. As the centurion followed his progress, the man seemingly melded into his surroundings as if he were never there. Breathing heavily, the centurion resheathed their weapon and sat down on top of their rucksack they had been wearing. They decided to rest and keep watch in case the fiend returned, so they waited. It was starting to broadcast the first twinklings of dawn when they finally decided that the beast had fled for good. And then they proceeded to gear back up and be on their way. They walked for an hour or two, the bright sun smiling on their armor and skin. As they entered what appeared to be a clearing in the forest, the centurion felt a sharp pain in their back. A large, brutish throwing axe slightly penetrated their chainmail and cut through some of their back's muscle. Gasping out in extreme pain that began to set in, the centurion collapsed, but was not rendered immediately unconscious. Blood flowed slowly from the wound, and made it clear that this was not done to quickly kill an enemy, but to slowly and painfully torture one until their eventual demise. As the centurion gritted their teeth due to the pain, a loud, bellowing laugh issued through the forest, causing all the normal birds and other wildlife to go silent almost instantaneously. The announced centurion did not need to guess at who threw the axe. As they crawled for seemingly hours, the centurion was aware of how lightheaded and sick they felt, and was barely able to avoid running into things. As their vision began to black out, they bumped into the fence of a well-kept sun cow who mooed at their uninvited guest. Now fully unconscious, the centurion was at the mercy of whomever found them next. They did not go over this in training, as this almost always ended in the termination of one's job as a living being. Yeah, you don't want to pass out in the middle of the forest, bleeding out a little bit. It's not ideal. The morning sun reflected through a small mud brick hut's window, gleaming off of a mirror that stood upright in a modest bedroom, as if the signal that morning had arrived. Groaning, a man slowly sat up from a humble bed made of reeds and wood, which was padded with feathers and wool to make sleeping on it more palatable. Cracking his neck, he rose and went to a small dresser where he kept his clothes, pulling on a simple linen shirt and then donning a pair of thick overalls. You probably read that weirdly. Yeah, I did. Pulling on a simple linen shirt and then donning a pair of thick overalls, the man went into the next small room, which was the kitchen. Sitting over the now pale embers of last night's fire was a black iron pot full of softened grains and fruit, which would be his breakfast after the morning chores. Smiling warmly, the man grabbed his tools from the small storeroom that branched off from the kitchen and headed out to his fields. He was very proud of what he was able to do with what little land he possessed. Kyliev had never owned much of his own growing up, except what little his parents were to leave him after their deaths. However, that did not stop him from being one of the hardest workers that many had ever seen. With the stamina and strength of someone almost double his size, he plowed, reaped, and sowed with the best of them. He made enough coin doing it for others over the years to be able to get a small, fairly inhospitable plot of land in the center of Old Bark Forest, all of his own. The nature of the plot was merely a challenge for him, as now boasted some of the finest fields for hundreds of miles. Some of his produce was even bought by the Fywarian royal court in Skrimiko once, which had made him even more proud of himself. Now, mind you, this is not the kind of pride that makes one fat-headed. Kyliev was probably one of the most modest Fywarians you would ever meet, and quick in hospitality. One is far less stingy about helping others when they have been in dire situations and lived to tell the tale. Anytime they was in Skrimiko, he often lent a hand in the city with loading crops or corralling livestock so he could use the pay from that to buy one of his friends something nice, We will meet her later, but for now, it just goes to show how generous and kind he is. I can still hardly believe it, and I've met him in person. The start of his day began like any other. He would walk through his blue grain fields and bark apple orchard, surveying each plant for pests or disease. Afterward, he would water the plants and then go check on his latest investment, his very own sun cow. The sun cow was carefully bred from the many varieties of wild bovine that had been domesticated over the centuries by all countries, and is now the most popular breed throughout Silencia. Barely needing any food due to their ability to absorb sunlight for energy, they can survive almost anywhere with sunlight. Their unique diet also impacts the flavor of their milk, which is super sweet. Many chefs opt to add sun milk to taste as opposed to sugar. However, this day would start something more interesting than a sun cake. That's a little cheesy. I like that though. Goddamn sinuses fucking me over. While making his rounds that morning, something shining on the ground caught Kylif's eye. His lovely sun cow noticed it too. Walking calmly over, he gently shooed away the curious cow and knelt down to see what was lying there. Excuse me. To his surprise, it was a fully armored person with a primitive but brutal thrown axe jutting from their back. In a hurry, Kylif ran back to his home, almost tripping over his pet fox Emiliso. The little guy jumped a few feet in the air upon the near miss, but was otherwise unharmed. Now inside the house, Kylif rummaged through his first aid rucksack, found a healing poultice and some bandages. Out on the frontier, if you don't have any sort of earth etheric aptitude, you'd best know first aid. Satisfied with this haul, he turned back and left the hut. When he got back to his sun cow pen, his unexpected guests had gotten to their feet. Shakily standing and visibly panting, the armored person had not only gotten up on their own, but pulled out the thrown axe. Dumbfounded, Kylif set down the medical kit and began to approach the stranger, which was met with them drawing their rapier. Kylif held his hands up and backed away. "You don't have to do that, friend. I was only..." As Kylif began to explain himself, the armored warrior collapsed to the ground with a sigh, their rapier falling and sticking readily into the earth. Their wound, though not overly deep, was more than enough to cause a great amount of blood loss for how long it had existed. Moving forlornly, the sun cow gently nudged the warrior with his nose, obviously worried about them. Nodding, as if he could understand the animal, Kylif quickly went to pick up the fallen warrior. Their armor was much heavier than he expected it to be, but that's because the wearer was not conscious to keep their air sigils inscribed on the chainmail active, which helped reduce the weight. Despite this, Kylif was able to carry them, armor and all, to his bed. Laying the warrior on their stomach, Kylif gently lifted the chainmail covering their back and applied what healing poultices and bandages they could to the axe wound. Careful not to touch them inappropriately. Satisfied that they should likely survive, Kylif flipped them onto their back and did his best to make them comfortable. With the unexpected rescue complete, Kylif went back outside and collected the other belongings of his guest. The rucksack they owned was most curious, as it seemed to have much more space inside of it than it would have been assumed, despite looking completely full. Not thinking too hard about it, Kylif grabbed it in one hand and then retrieved rapier, still stuck in the dirt. The hilt was of gold and caught the morning sun rays beautifully. The blade, however, is what caught the farmer's eye. He knew that color. He knew that material. His spade, a custom-made tool that was extremely heavy thanks to the material along the edge of the head, had the same metal. He doesn't know it now, but his spade was part selenite, and this rapier's blade was entirely selenite. Studying the rapier carefully, Kylif was surprised at how heavy such a precise weapon could be. It weighed about as much as his trusty spade, though one was certainly bigger than the other. He would have to ask his guest more about this when they woke up. Collecting the remaining gear from outside the sun cow pen, Kylif took it all inside the hut. As much as he enjoyed looking at the wondrous things his guests brought with them, he had work to do. Though not conscious, the armored warrior heard various things unwillingly as they recovered. The hammering of nails into wood was one of them, and this transferred into the nightmares they experienced. Laying on a large wooden post, thin, spindly nails were being punched through their flesh, but carefully placed as to avoid vital organs. The pain was intolerable, like that of a muscle trying to stitch itself back together. When they screamed for help, no sound came out. It was a perfect, isolated hell. With a jolt, the armored warriors sat up in the simple bed that they had been placed in. Breathing heavily, they quickly removed their helmet into the dark room and checked their neck frantically. Nope, no nails to be found. Sighing deeply, the warrior took off the gauntlets they had been wearing, and they felt their back. Wincing, the wound was tender to the touch, but clean. Jeez. My vocal cords are a little tender to the touch. Whomever had done this simplistic first aid had put in a lot of effort. Blinking to hopefully adjust their vision to the darkness, the warrior rose shakily from the bed, their legs still relearning their strength. The bedroom, if you would call it that, featured an unimpressive dresser with knobs for operating the drawers. Next to it was an old mirror, clear from another time, that was of much better quality than the dresser. Curious. I wonder why there's such a disparity between the two objects, the warrior wondered to themselves. Continuing to the next room, it was clearer now than ever this was not the Valish Empire. Mud bricks? One could more easily chant a tree sapling to form a nice little cottage than the effort it would have taken to make this hovel. That being said, it was dry and warm, so it hardly mattered what form this place took, and the warriors scolded themselves for being needlessly haughty. Viewing the place with new eyes, the well-worn table and chairs felt more homely and honest now, and the black iron kettle resting in the glowing embers smelled absolutely amazing, with the faint aroma of meat and root vegetables married in holy matrimony with the broth as their honeymoon sweet. Shaking their head to chase away the ravenous thoughts, the warrior wanted to at least meet and thank their host for eating him out of house and home. Looking down the short corridor connected to the kitchen, the warriors spotted their other belongings sitting dutifully on the floor, as if waiting all this time for their owner's return. Grasping the rapier, the warrior noticed that it shone more brilliantly than normal. The owner of the home must have polished it while they recovered in bed. This house was sounding better by the minute, and it was time to go find them. Chapter 5. The sun was on its way home beyond the horizon, and Kylif had just finished the majority of the day's work. Tidying up the cart that he had used to take goods into town with, the farmer heard footsteps approaching him from behind. He was not expecting guests today. Acting like he hadn't heard anything, he continued tidying various vegetables, but grabbed a spade and had it ready for trouble. When footsteps stopped, he also stopped. Turning quickly to catch them off guard, Kylif swung around and brandished the spade, pointing it towards the interloper. He wished he hadn't, as a sudden movement had startled the other person, causing them to back away and fall unceremoniously on their ass at the same time. Understandably, they yelled out in pain. "Ouch! Hey, calm down!" they yelled, their own voice sounding strange to themselves after not speaking to another soul for weeks. "Hi, Pookie." He's just yowling in the living room now. Great. Thankfully, I had been their back that was hurt, not their butt. Despite this, they looked quite winded from the fall. Smiling sheepishly, Kylif dropped the spade in a hurry, the heavy tool leaving a notable imprint in the earth. "I'm really sorry, ma'am," the farm boy said. "I hadn't thought that you'd be up and about just yet, and I assumed you were another one of those bandits coming to try taking my coin." Groaning slightly, the armored lady carefully regained her footing and brushed off the worst of the dirt from her gleaming garb. "I can't rightly blame you for acting that way, as I've heard folks mention them as well. Hard to blame them either. The place is quite nice." Grinning at the compliment, Kylif reached down and picked up his spade, the edge of the head catching the early evening sun and briefly shining the star. "I think we should start over. Let's walk and talk, as I have a few things to finish up before it gets too dark." Nodding to the affirmative, the warrior woman followed close by Kylif as he carried on with his tasks. Nearing the sun-cow pen, where its occupant laid lazily down as it drew the last directed sunlight into its photoreceptive skin, Kylif reached out and patted the cow gently on the head, much to its joy. "This is where we found you today," he said, gesturing to the outer fence on the lower half of the hill. If you squinted, you could see very faintly the slow, deliberate trail of blood from where Kylif's guest had dragged herself from further into the forest. Nodding solemnly, the armored woman stared out at the setting sun, the blazing orb finally arriving at its home. "I wanted to thank you for everything you've done for me," the woman remarked. "I have no idea there was anything here in the middle of the forest, so I got immensely lucky. I don't have much 5-wire coin with me, so hopefully there's something I can do to make up for it." She smiled uneasily, still unsure of her host's motives. It would not be out of the realm of possibility for someone to take advantage of a wayward traveler in a situation like this. Nodding enthusiastically, Kylie's face practically lit up. "I thought you'd never ask," he replied, his enthusiasm alarming his guest. "It's about supper time, and there's some food in the house that's probably just right. I'd love if you stayed and had dinner with me, He trailed off, realizing he had never gotten her name. Laughing and cursing herself for being worried about this silly man, the woman nodded. Of course I'll stick around, you fool. I spit out. Your hospitality so far has been legendary, and I'd be an even bigger fool to turn it down. By the way, she said, holding out her hand, my name is Isanea. Kyliev took her hand, took her hand and shook it happily. My name's Kyliev. My name's Kyliev. He's a little simple. That's okay though. And so far, that's what I got. I'll probably try to write more of it when I get the time. But yeah, figured reading what I had before starting to write more would be advised, and folks might appreciate it. But on that note, I'm ending my stream. Let's see. Stream ending. Well, thank y'all so much for coming by and hanging out while I finished Breath of Fire, and especially thank you if you stuck through me reading my own story. I don't think I've ever read it out loud before. Sounds kind of cool. My voice is a little raw, but it'll get better. I got time before I gotta talk to people. But I don't even need to know who I'm rating, as long as they're still going, at least, because I think Haleen still is like rounding up their birthday stream. So let's look here. Let's see. Okay. Back to Twitch, and I'm almost certain that Haleen's still going. If not, then oh. Well, you know what? That's fine. It doesn't look like Haleen's streaming anymore. Must have got sleepy. Understandable. So in that case, we'll pop in and see how DigiDragon's doing. Playing more Pathologic, which is interesting. But yeah, I'm getting the stream over right into DigiDragon. So if y'all are still hanging out, appreciate you, and I shall see you there. I'm gonna load up their stuff and let the ad play, and then we'll start the raid. But yeah, I'm gonna end the stream and we'll start the raid. See ya.